position or a preseason poll, and they've really excelled, but it's not done yet.
Officials for today: Frank Sterator, Kayla Maxey, and Matt Balster. They're ready to jump it up. Miami in the white, the Huskies of Northern in red, and the Huskies win the tip. And bringing it up the floor is Shelby Coker, the sixth-year senior, 5'6", out of Racine, Wisconsin. Played her entire career with the Huskies on the dribble around a screen to the left side. Keeps that dribble and feeds to the right side. With the basketball and driving is Alicia Doyle. Down low, it'll go to Stonebreaker and knocked away by Treader into the hands of Angelina Gonzalez for Miami. Gonzalez brings it up. She'll dribble to the left of the key, gets it to Treader, and down on the floor and injured for the Huskies is Shelby Coker. Has a brace, actually braces on both of those knees, and she went down and immediately favored that left leg. She is going to head straight to the bench and will be looked at by the Northern Illinois trainer. One of two seniors on this team on Miami's senior day. The other one, Sydney McCray. And a look at it here. And, stepped on the foot of Angelina Gonzalez. Wow.
And maybe it's an ankle, not a knee. It could be anything. But
to the right corner, Maya Chandler for Miami knocks down a triple, and the Red Hawks are on the board.
Last game, Miami didn't start off so hot with the shooting game, and it's a good sign right there for Maya Chandler.
Lexi Carlson, the coach's daughter, into the game for the injured Shelby Coker, by the way. 3 on the way, and the answer on the other end, put up and in by Sydney McCray of Northern. Ties it at 3. This is Tamar Singer driving high off the glass. Bounces around and down for Tamar Singer. Freshman out of Haifa, Israel. Outstanding defender. Point and the 3 again by McCray. 2 for 2, a 41% free throw shooter. Miami certainly can't leave her open.
Northern living up to the stats that they've proven all season long with their three-point shooting, which puts them at the 11th best team in the nation.
Gonzalez got loose at the free throw line, couldn't knock it down. To the right side. Driving to the basket. This is Laura Nickel and gets it to Stonebreaker, who knocks down a short jumper. Brooke Stonebreaker, grad student from nearby Versailles, Ohio, gets her first 2, and the Huskies lead at 8-5.
And a good inside game between the two of them, finding that opening right between the two defenders to get the pass off.
Chandler misses the 3, and a nice box out by McCray of Northern Illinois. She'll push it ahead for the Huskies.
And now pick McCray up right away. She's already shown what she can do from that three-point line.
Doyle gives it to McCray, fakes the 3, drives, bounces it out. This is Carlson for 3, rattles it home. And Lexi Carlson, the freshman, knocks it in.
Quite a long pass, but boy, right on the money to that outside shooter.
Chandler, 15-footer, is up and good. Maya Chandler, one of 4 seniors for Miami, honored before the game. 11-7, Huskies out in front. Carlson out top, gives it right side. This is Nickel with the basketball, driving to the basket. To the corner it'll go to Doyle for 3. That one rims out, and the rebound battled for and picked up by Northern. And stolen away by Gonzalez. Good hands. Gonzalez will take it the length of the floor, driving through 2 Huskies and lays it up and in.
And Gonzalez not just driving through 2 Huskies, but boy, one stride and she was out and away from the defenders.
Carlson across the timeline, working left side. Hassled by Singer, gets around a screen, lobs it down low, and a mismatch inside, and Stonebreaker can't knock it down. Good defense by Singer to protest the shot. This is Treader straight away. Look at a 3 is good for Amber Treader.
Amazing what a three-point shot does to a game when Miami was trailing a bit, but both teams hitting threes early, and that drives the score up.
Trailing by 6, and that's a 7-0 run by Miami to take a 1-point advantage. Right corner, McCray with the basketball, puts it on the floor, spins. Got a double team, knocked away, but chased down in the corner by Nickel. Out top, this is Doyle. Alicia Doyle left of the key, 5 to shoot. Stonebreaker left side, about a 12-footer, knocks it down as Brooke Stonebreaker has 4 for the Huskies, back out in front by 1.
We just saw some really good offense challenge and defense by Chandler, and then the finish by the short jumper.
Offensive foul, Ilse de Vries away from the basketball. Kept that screen moving, and she will pick up the foul, her first, team's first. Into the game for Miami comes Corey Lard, as Amber Treader will go out. And for the Huskies, in is Shannon Blotcher. Also, Maria Serracanta comes into the game. She's from Sabadell, Spain, a Mercer transfer, and very familiar with Angelina Gonzalez.
You know, I've heard, not from the two of them, but I've heard from the coaches that they were roommates at Mercer their freshman year.
This is Serracanta. It's knocked away by the former roommate into the backcourt from her knees. Serracanta hits Carlson on the left side.
Yeah, neither one of them are going to take it easy on the other.
Yep. Left side with the basketball, and back out top it'll go with 8 to shoot. Carlson leaves it. This is a walking violation. Brooke Blumenfeld came in during the game, during that last timeout as well. And back in is Shelby Coker. That is good to see for the Huskies.
Yeah, great sign for Shelby to get back on the court.
Third turnover of the game, by the way, for Northern Illinois as Miami forces the walk. Katie Richardson in the game for Miami, throws it left side to Gonzalez. She'll work around a screen to the wing, keep around the screen to the top of the key. Richardson steps back, misses the three, and the rebound out to Carlson for Northern Illinois. Ahead it'll go to Coker. Miami didn't pick her up there for a moment. Gives it back to Carlson. She will drive, lost the handle on the basketball, and it's taken away. Another turnover. Corey Lard up the floor for Miami to Maya Chandler. Chandler on the dribble, crosses over, top of the key, throws it to the corner to Singer. She will drive to the basket. Richardson to Corey Lard. Corey Lard driving baseline, puts up a bad shot. It's blocked, got the ball back. Looked like that ball was touched, but they say nope. She picked it back up, wasn't touched, and that's a walk. We have a timeout on the floor, 4:27 to go here in the first quarter. Is all on the Miami University campus, the oldest buildings on the Miami University campus, and of course the signature pergolas on top of many of the buildings here at Miami University, that Georgian brick architecture. Northern Illinois, 1-point lead, and with the basketball, this is Serracanta with it, hands it off to Coker. Coker behind the back on Singer, drives to the basket, puts it up no good, but draws the foul on Tamar Singer. And for the Miami point guard, that is her first and the team's first. And Shelby Coker to the free throw line for 2. Not the person you want there if you're Miami, because she shoots 84% from the free throw line and knocks it down.
He's almost as dangerous and accurate from the three-point line.
Misses that one, though, and the long rebound tapped into the hands of Tamar Singer. Ahead it'll go to Maya Chandler. Chandler backs it out at the wing. Whistle, and an offensive foul is called on Corey Lard. Away from the ball. Ran right through one of the Huskies for her first foul and the team's second. And Nuria Horho is going to come into the game and will replace Tamar Singer for Miami. 4:02 to go here in this first quarter. The Huskies with a 4-point lead. Lexi Carlson brings the ball up the floor.
Half of all the shots taken in this game so far have been from the arc. Both teams shooting well over 50% from the floor.
Off the screen and stepping through was Brooke Blumenfeld for 2, and the Huskies lead it by 4.
And one of the few inside buckets that the Huskies have gotten, their first paint point of the game.
Gonzalez, 3 on the way, is way too strong. Rebound grabbed out of there by Coker. Ahead with the basketball, it goes, and a shot rejected by Angelina Gonzalez by Blotcher. Blotcher had almost an uncontested look, and out of nowhere comes Gonzalez to swat that one out of bounds.
And not just swat it, what an athletic play by Gonzalez, both the timing with getting up high enough to get the hand on the ball at the peak of that shot. That's an amazing play.
Stonebreaker, Nickel, and Doyle all back into the game for the Huskies. This is Doyle baseline on the left side. Stonebreaker, and out top it'll go to Coker running the point. to the top of the key, around the screen to the left side. Double, triple team, still got the shot away, missed it, got her own rebound, had it knocked away, and it'll belong to Miami. Good defense by the Redhawks as Tamar Singer checks back in, and Angelina Gonzalez will go to the bench.
And you saw some of the expertise of Coker. She didn't finish the shot, but just the ability to handle the ball among 4 defenders and get the shot off. Those are going to fall. 3
minutes to go here in the first quarter. Huskies by 4. Singer gives it to Chandler. She will drive to the baseline, hang off the glass, and scores 7 in the game for Maya Chandler.
And Chandler asserting herself right now, both inside and out, shooting 75% and for the game.
Right side, this is Nickel with it. Looking around the screen, gives it up to Coker. Singer on her defensively, behind the back dribble to the basket, and a walk is called. Great defense by Amber Treader and Tamar Singer on that play. And back into the game for the Huskies comes Sydney McCray as Lexi Carlson will go out.
This defense that Miami is playing, just their, the tenacious help, recovery, bottling up the ball handler, making a difference for them.
Singer, right side, works to the top of the key. Throws it left side to Chandler. Again, driving to the basket. Hang, firing, missing. And the rebound is put back in. Tried to bounce it off the Husky, did Amber Treader, but they get it ahead now to Stonebreaker underneath the basket. Trying to get position. Throws it to the right corner. Now out top, Coker fires the 3. Can't let her do it. She'll knock it down every time. Shelby Coker with a big 3 makes it a 5-point Husky lead.
Fast transition, and that long pass made Miami scramble to match up defensively, and they eventually paid for it.
Chandler working against Nichols. Step back from 18, knocks it down. 9 in the first half for Maya Chandler.
Just go ahead, Chandler. Put the team on your shoulders here early.
Coker quickly down the floor, feeding McCray. She's already hit 2. Now she's hit 3. 3 trays for Sydney McCray, and it's back to now a 6-point lead, equaling the largest lead of the game for the Huskies as Corey Lard gets to the basket, puts it off the glass with the left hand, and scores. Nice move by Corey Lard.
Yeah, good footwork on that play as well.
1:09 to go here in the first quarter. Huskies lead it. Coker working against Singer. Gets a Stonebreaker screen, steps behind the screen, fires, misses that tray, and Horho with the rebound and the push for Miami. Ahead it'll go to Singer. Singer finds Chandler around the screen. She will go, works underneath now, and back out to the wing. Whistle and the foul. Stonebreaker away from the ball will get a push in the back. Foul, her first, team's first, as Treader almost fell from the push. Angelina Gonzalez back in. Corey Lard goes out for the Redhawks. 46.4 seconds to play in the quarter. 21 on the shot clock, as you see. Inbounds, goes right by Amber Treader and out of bounds. Turnover against Miami. That is their 4th of the game. Full court pressure, man-to-man here by Miami, as it'll be Doyle to take the pass, and now we'll give it to Coker. Coker works out near the timeline, handles the ball so well. And Carolyn and I were talking before the game, and she has had problems with both knees as a little high pick and roll down to Stonebreaker, and a foul called against Miami. Tamar Singer has picked up her 2nd foul and the team's 3rd, but she has had knee injuries on both knees, handles the ball so well, and moves the ball so well in her 6th year at Northern.
I wish I had knees like her in my playing days and today, but just a strong mental person as well to stay with the game as long as she had.
Stonebreaker at the line, makes the first and gets the bounce on the second. She's got 6 here in the first half. Lucretia Edwards into the game for Miami. Gonzalez, Chandler goes out. And we'll have another substitution as Brooke Blumenfeld comes back into the game for Stonebreaker. 24 seconds to play in the quarter. Shot clock is off. Singer across the timeline, working against Laura Nickel. Miami going for the final shot of the half, and the home team will be trailing at the end of the quarter. Maria Jorge, left side Gonzalez, 7 to shoot. Edwards tries to put it on the floor, lost the handle on it, and from half court, a rocket of a shot goes out of bounds with 0.6 seconds to go. Miami will have the basketball.
Besides that last possession there and the wild throw, this has been some shooting by both teams, who are both 61.5% from the floor for that quarter.
First quarter comes to an end here at Millett Hall. We will come back and we'll bring in the third member of our crew, Megan Fry, in just a moment when we return.
Me on their toes today.
Absolutely, 14.5 points a game for Shelby Coker, and despite the injuries, one of the better players in the Mid-American Conference, and certainly a great leader for Lisa Carlson for many years. Tamar Singer with the basketball and a whistle, and the shot clock not moving. So they'll take 4 seconds off of it. I was going to say, they only took 3, and there's 4 seconds gone in the quarter. Tamar Singer on the drive to the right side, gets the ball back. Actually, Treader hangs on to it now after the pass. Goes to Singer at the left wing. She'll curl around the screen. Beat out to Gonzalez, and now Lard with 14 to shoot. Lard looking inside, nothing there. Now they go to Treader. She's going to turn, fire, misses it. Rebound is out. That ball hit the iron. And Gonzalez has the ball. Whistle, and they will call a timeout. Not a timeout, but the officials will talk about it, as that shot clock did not reset.
And by the time it did reset.
Back in Millett Hall, where the video review complete, and they removed 3 seconds from the clock. French Territory telling us that they wanted to make sure that the ball hit the rim, number one, and then reset the shot clock. Miami with it. This is Tamar Singer out front. Redhawks trail by 6. Gonzalez comes to get the ball. Singer back on the baseline, right side. Throws a rocket through the hands of Corey Lard. Tough to handle that pass.
Yeah, but a set play you saw there, bringing the ball inbounds. You want to swing it wide to the opposite side of the court to spread the defense, but the pass was unmanageable.
Carlson across the timeline. Works to the left side against Gonzalez to the baseline. Feeds out to Doyle now. Doyle lost the handle on it, chases it down, steps through, and that should have been a walk, but not called. And the rebound tapped and into the hands of Northern, but tapped right back to Miami as Singer runs with the basketball. Leaves it out top. Treader for 3. Count it. Second 3 of the game for Amber Treader. Cuts the lead in half.
You know, those straight-on threes from the top of the key are hard to really put down, but the post players of Miami have proven over and over they're expert.
Coker driving to the baseline, keeping that dribble, bouncing it out to Doyle. Her 3 is off the mark, and the rebound grabbed by Amber Treader. Ahead it'll go to Gonzalez. Angelina Gonzalez driving to the basket, and a reach-in foul will be called against the Huskies, and it will go against number 32, Laura Nickel, her first, team second.
And again, that wasn't it.
That's the first team foul of the second quarter.
And that defensive rebound, that outlet pass was not an easy one to make around the defense, but you get the ball in Gonzalez's hands, you're in good shape to watch it fly to the other end.
Corey Lard hands the inbound pass right back to Tamar Singer. Dribbles top of the key. Works against Coker. Feeds to the left side. Treader again. Again, she knocks down a 3. Ties the ball game at 24. Back-to-back threes for Treader. And a battle for the basketball taken away by Treader on the other end off the drive by McCray. Angelina Gonzalez spinning to the paint. Lost the ball. Couldn't control it as Coker comes out of there with it. She will behind the back to McCray for 3. That is off the mark. Long rebound by Carlson, though, for Northern Illinois. She lost the handle, and it goes out of bounds for the 9th turnover against the Huskies.
You see those 2 seniors by Northern Illinois with Coker's behind the back pass over to McCray. There are 4 seniors on this team that have all played over 100 games together.
Miami with the basketball as Maya Chandler is back into the game for Miami. And a whistle and a foul will go against Northern Illinois. Brooke Stonebreaker gets her second and the team's second of the quarter. She will leave as Brooke Blumenfeld comes back in.
You know, there's some players when you're matched up, playing defense against them is frustrating as well as hard, and maybe that was a little bit of a frustration foul.
Yep. Looking to get the ball in, and does to Gonzalez out top. Gonzalez working against Nickel to the basket, puts it off the glass, got the bounce. Gonzalez now with 4 points in the game, and Miami back out in front by 2. This is a 8-0 run by the Redhawks. Coker throws it right of the key, and driving and getting fouled is Laura Nickel. Tamar Singer will get her third foul and the team's first of the quarter, and Glenn Box protesting that Singer didn't commit the foul. And they're going to give 2 free throws to Nickel, as Frank Steratore said, no, I got the call right.
There are multiple Miami players trying to argue the case, but I don't think there's a case
I think it's too
on
late.
the court that's going to change anything.
And tying the game is Laura Nickel, as Nuria Horho will come in for Miami, and Tamara Singer will go to the bench. 26 all with 7:16 to play here in the first half. Corey Lard will run the point now for Miami. Has it out between the circles. And we'll try and get it to Chandler, and she picks it up. Carlson got a hand on it for Northern. Left side, Treader for 3 again. This one is no good. And the rebound chased down by Gonzalez, but she can't control it. It will belong to Northern Illinois.
Rebounding is such a tough job right now. There's so much activity, players running for the ball, and there's a lot of bumping, but keeping that ball alive sometimes gives you an extra possession.
Shelby Coker with the basketball, hassled by Horho, gets by her to the paint, had it knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Corey Lard dives for it, throws it ahead, knocked away again from Nickel. It's still loose on the floor, and the Huskies battling for it. It'll be a jump ball and will belong to the Huskies. 14 on the shot clock for Northern. And again, this is I don't even know what to call this.
I don't think you can keep
Other
up
than
with
a case of hot potato.
Yeah, or you don't think you can keep up with the names of all the people that were down there touching and slapping at the ball.
They reset the shot clock as well, so they call that a possession by Miami as Coker misses the 3 and the rebound to Gonzalez for the Redhawks. 6:24 to go here in the half. Gonzalez keeps that dribble, feeds to the baseline to Treader, out top to Lard, left side Horho. Horho driving to the basket. The floater is good for the sophomore out of Barcelona, Spain, Nuria Horho. Redhawks again lead it by 2.
Yeah, that left-handed floater there from the baseline. Great move for Horho.
This is McCray. Right side. Gets it inside. Blumenfeld working underneath. Reverse layup. Rolls over the iron and in. 4 in the game for Brooke Blumenfeld.
Using the rim wisely, getting that defender under there and having the positioning to get the shot up.
Maya Chandler left side with it to the top of the key. Beats Treader right side, right back to Chandler. She's going to step back from 17 and knock it down just inside the arc. That's 11 for Maya Chandler. Coker working the left side of the floor, now brings it out top. Whistle and a foul away from the ball. Will go against Miami, trying to run through a screen. And they'll get Maya Chandler for it. And Glenn Box again not at all happy with the call. You'll see it here.
Yeah, let's see if the defense has kind of stepped right in and blocked.
For Chandler, her first foul, second team foul. Blatcher is into the game again, as is Carlson. Coker goes out. This is Blumenfeld spinning into the paint, putting it up, and again getting a kind bounce for her 6th point to tie the game at 30.
She's got good touch inside.
Chandler Right side to Lard out top. Left side, Gonzalez blows by to the basket. Feeds right side. This is Chandler. 4-3. It rolls around and down for Chandler. Give her 14. 33-30 Miami.
This is one of the best shooting halves I think Chandler has had this season, and has had a lot of them already with 14 points like you said.
Right side, Doyle bringing it out top, working against Chandler to the baseline. Hangs off the side of the backboard, though. Rebounded by Gonzalez. Gonzalez right down, pull up 15-footer is good for Gonzalez. Here's 6 point, and Miami leads it by 5.
What an entertaining game.
Oh.
I think the fans come to watch the scoring, and they're getting that this afternoon.
Back and forth at that. Doyle right side at the wing with it, hassled by Chandler. Gives it back out to Carlson, 14 to shoot. Left side it'll go. This is Blatcher with the basketball, trying to get it inside, had it tapped away, right back. Out top, McCray is open for the three, but it's off the mark. And the rebound, McCray chases it down, gives it back out to Doyle, down low. It'll go, Blumenfeld, double team, throws it to McCray again. McCray puts it on the floor, scoop, score. McCray said, you're going to guard me out here, I'll just take you to the hoop. Down the other way, pass knocked away from Gonzalez, stolen away by the Huskies. Doyle will leave it. McCray for 3, good. 14 in the game for Sydney McCray, and just like that, we're tied at 35. 3:30 to play in the half.
Yeah, and what a display of three-point shooting right now going on by both these teams. Northern Illinois shooting 50% from out there. Miami 55%, almost 56% outside.
15 to shoot for Miami, and lobbing it down to Treader, and she is blocked by Blumenfeld. Good pass, but Treader couldn't finish, and then a steal by Chandler. And she will take it coast to coast, lay it off the glass, miss it, but Gonzalez, trailing the play, puts it back up and in.
And I think that's an assist from Chandler. That was too easy of a shot. I think she left it for Gonzalez.
Across the timeline goes Carlson. She'll pull up for a 3, and cannot get it. Rebound, bodies on the floor, and Corey Lard comes out of there with it. Ahead to Chandler. She'll pull up for another one and knock it down. 17 in the game for Maya Chandler. 40-35 Redhawks.
50% from the floor for Chandler, but 75% from that three-point arc.
This is Carlson around the screen to the right side. Lost the handle on it, and it is off of Miami. It will belong to the Huskies as Shelby Coker comes back in for Northern. Also back in is Brooke Stonebreaker as Brooke Blumenfeld goes out, and Laura Nickel comes in for McCray. For Miami, Ilsa DeFries into the game for Amber Treader. And Tamar Singer with 3 fouls is back out there as Corey Lard goes to the bench.
I think Miami defensively really has to concentrate on the outside shooters by by Northern Illinois. That half of all the made buckets in the game for Northern have been from outside the arc.
Nuria Horho has a little bit of a bloody nose and came out with cotton in her nose, and the official, Matt Balster, says, nope, that's not good enough. Corey Lard has to come back in while the trainers get that taken care of.
Yeah, there might be some on her or
jersey.
Uniform. Yep.
Lob pass into Doyle, out top to Stonebreaker to the left side. Blotcher had it knocked away, but that'll be a foul as Gonzalez went down. Yeah, it's going to go against Northern Illinois, and that'll be against Shannon Blatcher, sophomore out of Burr Ridge, Illinois.
You know,
her first, team's third.
And Gonzalez is just going after the game. I mean, you can stand there and just let your opponent hold the ball up over their head, but Gonzalez is having nothing to do with it and making things happen.
Gonzalez down low. It goes to DeFries. DeFries to the basket. Walk is called. Before the basket, she traveled, and the turnover gives it back to the Huskies. That's 11 first-half turnovers for Miami. Huskies have 12. Coker across the timeline, bounces it between the circles to Nickel. To the left side, it'll go to Blatcher. And a whistle and a 5-second count. Gonzalez D'ing it up on Blatcher. She didn't get rid of the basketball. And there's the 13th turnover against Northern.
We keep talking about the shooting percentages, but it's defense like that that's going to be the big difference in this game when it comes down to the end.
Tamara Singer working right side to Gonzalez. She got by everybody, drives off the right side with the right scoop shot and scoring her 10th point of the first half. And Miami leads it by 7, largest lead of the game for either team. Right side, Carlson throws it to Nickel in the corner. Down low, it'll go to Stonebreaker. DeFries on her defensively. Dribbles out to the wing, throws it left side to Doyle. Doyle with a little head fake, stepping through the basket, to the basket, and draws the foul on Corey Lard. And again, Glenn Box not happy with that call, as Corey Lard picks up her second, team's third, and it'll send Doyle to the free throw line for 2, as McCray is back in for Northern and Blatcher goes out.
This is the 4th time a Northern Illinois player has been at the free throw line. Miami has not made a trip there yet this game.
Alicia Doyle from Carterville, Illinois, a transfer from Southeast Missouri. Knocks down the second one. 42-36 Miami, a minute to play in the half. Singer drives, feeds to the corner, and an illegal screen called against Angelina Gonzalez. That'll be her first and the team's 4th. As back into the game comes Brooke Blumenfeld for the Huskies. Stonebreaker goes out. Nuria Horho now having the nose and the jersey fixed back into the game for Tamar Singer. And Lexi Carlson comes back into the contest for Nickel. .54 seconds to go in the half. Shelby Coker out near the timeline with it. Works to the right side, behind the back dribble to the left side. Gets hassled, has the ball knocked away. Corey Lard with it. She will drive all the way to the basket. Pull-up jumper is no good, though. The rebound chased down by Maya Chandler. Chandler from the paint puts it up, doesn't get it. Rebound battled for, and that'll be a foul on DeFries over the back. Ilsa DeFries gets her first, and the team's 5th will walk to the other end.
When you're 6'3", it's hard not to think that you can reach up over 2 defenders to go after that ball. And
you see it there over the back as Amber Treader comes back in for Miami. For DeFries, and Horho goes back out as Tamar Singer is back in. Offense for defense for Glenn Box, trying to keep Singer from picking up a 4th foul here in the half. Free throw on the way, and good by McCray.
You know, before that free throw, Miami had doubled up Northern Illinois in scoring this quarter.
Second one on the way. Got it. McCray now with 16 first half points. 4-point lead for Miami. McCray goes out of the contest. Carlson back out there. Shot clock might as well be off as the game clock is ahead of it. Chandler picks up the dribble, and a timeout called against Miami. 30-second timeout. I thought she was called 5, but she was pointing toward the Miami bench.
Yeah, I think Coach Box had been seen as the biggest, brightest.
They're going to leave it as it is. 15.3 to play as Miami looking to get it in, and they do to Treader. Left side, back to Lard, and now to Singer with 12.2 seconds to go, now down to 10. Singer works to the right side at the wing. 5, 4, 3, 2. Step back shot is no good, and that is the end of the first half. Miami will go to the locker room with a 4-point advantage after trailing by as many as 6 and leading by as many as 7. It's been a good.
The most of every opportunity that your team has possession of the ball.
Miami will have the basketball to begin this second half, and The starters for each team that started the game are back out there here at the half as the inbound is taken by Tamar Singer. As the Redhawks have it, Singer playing with 3 fouls, really the only person in foul trouble. Gonzalez straight up from 17, knocks down the first bucket of the second half. She has 12, and the lead is back to 6 for Miami.
You know, Miami going a little bit smaller, though. Tretter, the only post player in there, because they have to match up with these shooters on the outside.
Doyle, nice work. That's Laura Nickel, with nice work on the baseline. Getting around, spinning a couple of times to get an easy hoop. 4-point lead for Miami as Chandler works to the top of the key. Left side, Tretter is left alone and buries another 3. Amber Tretter in double digits with 12.
And 4 of 5 for Tretter from that 3-point arc.
47-40 equals the largest lead of the game for Miami at 7 points. This is McCray throwing right side to Doyle. Doyle will spin to the baseline, put it up. Oh, misses it. The rebound by Stonebreaker is tied up by Tamar Singer. The jump ball will leave it with the Huskies. A minute gone by here in the second half, and there's 20 on the shot clock for Northern Illinois.
I think the shot might have been tipped defensively, and that's why it didn't go.
Huskies get it in to Nickel, right corner to Stonebreaker at the wing. Out top left side, it goes to Doyle. Doyle down low to Stonebreaker. Had it knocked away. It's out of bounds. It will belong to Northern Illinois with 12 on the shot clock. Good defense down low as it got it right on the block to Stonebreaker.
Yeah, the hands by Gonzalez just tipping the ball.
Get it into Stonebreaker at the free throw line. She's going to go to work on Tretter. Turns, fires, and scores. Nice turnaround jumper there by Brooke Stonebreaker for her 8th point of the contest.
Yeah, a quick turnaround. That was a really good shot.
Lard gives it out top to Tretter, gets the ball back. Now gives it to Chandler. Chandler was open for a moment for 3, thought better of it. Left corner, this is Gonzalez going baseline, spinning into the paint, stepping back and hitting Singer for 3. Her shot is no good, and Stonebreaker with the rebound.
You know, that first shot that Chandler passed up, you said she thought better of it. I think the better would have been to take the shot when you're shooting as well as she is from out there.
Coker to the baseline. That's a walk. She took a jump step in there, and Frank Sterator rings it up. 15th turnover of the game for the Huskies. 8:05 to play in the game.
Defense forced that. I mean, she picked it up. She was ready to pass, but the defenders in the passing lane are doing their job.
Singer between the circles, left side Chandler. This time she will shoot, and this time she will knock it down. 20 in the game for Maya Chandler, and the lead is 8, largest of the game for Miami. Coker works around a screen. She will fire the 3. It's short, and the rebound to Tretter for Miami. Chandler with the push. Leaves it for Singer, gets it out to Tretter. Now Gonzalez curling down the lane and is fouled.
You know, when Gonzalez gets her hands on the ball and puts it down to drive, not only does she not know exactly what's going to develop, and so the defense doesn't as well. That makes her so hard to guard.
Coker picks up the foul, her first, team's first of the quarter. Coker will leave now as Lexi Carlson is into the game for Northern Illinois. Coker and Stonebreaker were both vehemently complaining to the official, Kayla Maxey, while the substitutions were being made. Chandler bounces it to Lard on the baseline. She's going to back in on Carlson, go up and under with the left hand, left it short. Rebound battled for, out of bounds. It'll belong to Northern Illinois. Just about, we have 2 minutes and 46 seconds gone by. As Corey Lard got a hand on that as it went out of bounds, you see that. This is Alicia Doyle, brings the ball up the floor for Northern Illinois. Double screen set low, and now they throw it to McCray at the left wing. Bring out the tall players. Stonebreaker for 3. It is off the iron, no good, and Singer with the rebound for Miami. Under 7 minutes to go as Singer drives to the baseline. Gets it out top. Chandler for 3. It is off the iron, no good, and the rebound is picked up by Nickel. Ahead to Carlson, and that'll be a reach-in foul on Corey Lard, and that'll be her second and the team's first of the quarter. Lard will leave as Nuria Horho comes in for the Redhawks. You see Lisa Carlson there, 10th-year head coach of the Huskies. And Corey Lard heading to the bench. Nickel to inbound to Carlson. Lexi Carlson out there.
I think it would be so cool to have your daughter on your team, getting to develop her as she's growing and then coach her in the college game.
I don't know. My kids didn't listen to me when they were in high school. I can't imagine in college.
I've always been the coach, and my kids had to listen.
And Singer will pick up her 4th foul away from the ball or during that pass. Singer has 4 now, and that's the team's 2nd of the quarter.
But
take a look at it here.
I think the official book has her at 3. So I'm not sure if that one, and I recall in the first half.
Yeah, they do have her at 3. Yep, you're right. Left side, Coker lost the basketball, picked up by Tamar Singer with numbers. Leaving it for Horho off the glass, way too strong. Chandler with the rebound, turns, fires, and scores. She has 22.
Everybody from Miami running the floor strong, fast.
McCray, right side, throws it to the baseline. This is Nickel to the basket. Reverse layup is good. Laura Nickel, nice move to the baseline, gets her 6th point of the game. Makes it an 8-point lead.
Yeah, Nickel having a really great game right now. Shooting-wise, 2 of 2. Last game, she shot 57% from the floor.
Singer step back 3, went down and came back out. Stonebreaker the rebound for Northern Illinois. Coming up on 5.5 minutes to go. Nickel on the dribble out top. Keeps that dribble, now hands it to Carlson. Her 3 is on the way. It is off the mark, and Gonzalez the rebound for Miami.
Both teams
it'll go to Horho.
Both teams with these long shots. There's no rebounders.
Yeah. Turnover against Miami as Horho carried the basketball. For Miami, that is their 13th turnover of the game. And Brooke Blumenfeld at the table ready to check in at the next whistle for Northern Illinois as we approach the midway point of this 3rd quarter. Coker high on the left side with it around a McCray screen, comes back across the screen. Stonebreaker top of the key with 8 to shoot. She'll spin to the left side. This is Coker around the screen, 19-footer, bounces off the iron, no good. And that Stonebreaker, Miami lost the rebound, but chased down by Singer. Ahead it'll go to Horho. To Gonzalez. Gonzalez pull-up jumper is down and out, and the rebound out to Carlson for Northern Illinois. Back and forth we go. Coker to the left side. McCray. Rainbow 3 is off the mark, and Singer with the rebound. Ahead to Gonzalez. 4:25 to play in the 3rd quarter. Gonzalez, 15-footer is off the mark, and the rebound to Stonebreaker. Teams have shot the ball so well. We've had a stretch here of a couple of minutes where neither team is shooting the ball well.
And they're both running so hard. I think both teams looking a little gassed right now, waiting for that 5-minute under 5 timeout.
Horho with the steal, gets it ahead to Treader, and the basket is good. Treader with 14 points in the game. Timeout on the floor. 4:04 to go in the basketball game. Foul, by the way. They gave it to Lard instead of Amber Treader. So that's why, Tamar Singer each has 3 for Miami. Out front, this is Nickel with the basketball, bounces it to Coker on the right side, and a whistle and a foul against Nuria Horho. And Horho will pick up her 1st foul and the team's 3rd, and we have the 3rd, and then Kent State the 4th. Miami can finish anywhere from 4th to 5th, or 6th, excuse me. Finishing 4th or 5th doesn't change much at the tournament other than the color of the uniform. They'll still play Kent State. Back to action here. Huskies down by 10 with the basketball. Nickel with it. Bounces it to Shelby Coker on the right side. On the dribble to the top of the key. Looked inside, nothing there. Hits Doyle on the left side. Walked with the basketball. Stepped through, but that back pivot foot did slide, and the turnover against the Huskies, their 18th of the game. Miami with the ball. 3:38 to go here in the 3rd quarter at Millett. Lobbing it Driving off the glass, hanging and firing is Angelina Gonzalez, but came down hard. And she's going to get helped up to the floor and actually still going to lay there. And the trainer's going to come out and take a look at the sophomore out of Miami, Florida, the Mercer transfer.
Yeah, that's a jolt when you hit the floor like that. Not only does it hurt bruise-wise maybe on your backside, but, you know, she's indicating that, you know, kind of a neck jolt from hitting the floor as well.
Down hard. She is up off the floor now and is going to make her way to the bench.
Fearless.
Yep.
She'll take the ball to the basket, and her ability to stop quickly and get up so high leads to some contact like that.
And in midair contort her body as to not get the charge. 3:28 to go in the half, and it's a 12-point Miami lead. (56-44). This is Doyle, top of the key, working on Chandler. Feeds to the left side. Nickel to the left corner. Doyle will try the three and get it. Alicia Doyle, her first field goal of the game, her 4th point. Makes it a 9-point Miami lead. Chandler to Treader, back to Chandler. She'll step back, launch the three, miss it. And the rebound chased down by Nickel for Northern Illinois. Ahead to Coker. Coker leaves it out top. McCray will drive. Back it again to Doyle, stepping back for the three, and this one is too strong. Got her own rebound, though, pops up from 15 and knocks it down. Back-to-back buckets by Nickel, or actually Lauren Nickel gets that one and has 8 in the game.
Sometimes it takes just one player to spark the whole team, and Doyle right now doing that the last 2 possessions.
Doyle, check that, has 7 in the contest. And that ball knocked away out of bounds. 8 to shoot for Miami. Actually, it is Singer inbounding the basketball to Large. Stepping through off the glass and in. Nice move with the footwork of Corey Lard for her 4th point. 58-47 Miami.
Corey is so talented when she puts the ball on the floor and creative in making shots. She doesn't do it often enough, I think.
Beating Coker, driving to the basket, putting the shot up and draws the foul. She'll go to the free throw line as Amber Treader picks up the foul. That is her first and the team's 4th, as you see it here. Body contact, sending Coker to the free throw line as Nickel goes out for the Huskies. McCray is back in there. Free throw by Coker is good. She has 5 points in the game.
One of the best free throw shooters in the MAC, 84%.
She's 3 of 4 now as she knocks that one down, as Katie Richardson will come in for the first time for Miami, and Horho will go out. So Treader and Richardson back in the game. It's the first time we've seen them both in the game today.
You know, you can decide whether you want to match up with your opponent and go small, or if you want to make your opponent match up with you, playing the people you want.
Treader goes down low to Richardson, stepping through, putting up the shot, and draws the foul against Brooke Blumenfeld, who checked in, her first. Only the 2nd team foul against the Huskies of the quarter, but it'll send the senior from Zionsville to the free throw line.
And the senior standing there is the first time any Miami player has been to the line today.
Yep. Treader goes out now as Horho is back into the game with 1:39 to play in the 3rd quarter. Richardson makes the free throw. Gets into the book on senior day.
A couple of games ago, Katie was perfect for the entire game, floor and free throw line.
She gets them both. And the lead is back to 12, or check that, 9 for Miami. Carlson leaves it for Coker. Thought about the three, instead got her defender airborne. Left side, McCray is open for the triple. It doesn't go. Rebound, though, by Doyle. Good hustle by Doyle. Down low it goes to Blumenfeld. She's going to back in on Richardson. Turns, fires, scores. Blumenfeld having a day. She has 8 points in the game, makes it a 7-point Miami lead. Chandler works around the screen to the free throw line. Jumper is good for Chandler. 24 in the game for Maya Chandler.
And a new career total for Maya. 1,344 career points.
Coker on the right side around a Blumenfeld screen, right to the basket, puts it up with the right hand and scores. Shelby Coker now with 8 points in the game, 62-55, Miami out in front.
Coker does such a good job of keeping her body in position to keep the defense away from her shots and be able to get those off being closely guarded.
Richardson, baseline left side. Puts it on the floor, feeds to the right side. Singer is open for the triple, and she knocks it down. 5 in the game for Tamar Singer, back to a 10-point Red Hawk lead.
Singer does so much for this team, from defense to assists to shooting. Not always getting a lot of shots, but when she does, they're timely.
Coker steps back, misses the three. Richardson with the rebound. Ahead it goes. Horho steps through, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Nuria Horho. Her second, team's fifth. And take a look at it here. And just a little push with the right hand. So 1.9 seconds to go. Carlson takes the inbound and kind of lofts it up there, and it lands at the free throw line. We have played 3 in Oxford, and the Miami Redhawks playing at home for their final time of the season, the last regular season game.
While the Huskies took that advice, those little mistakes added up and are making it very hard for them to close the gap.
Thank you very much, Megan. As Miami 14 turnovers in the contest. That's only 2 in that third quarter, Carol. And we talked about it. Very important, taking care of the basketball.
Taking care of the ball, and while you're taking care of it, forcing turnovers and, getting steals. Miami right now with 10 steals, and they average 11 a game, which is 21 in the nation in steals a game.
Chandler with a basketball at the right elbow. 15-footer is good. Maya Chandler feeling it. She's got 26 points, every point a new career high. Back to a 12-point advantage. It equals the largest of the game. Ball loose on the floor, and it will be Northern's ball as a jump ball is called. 21 on the shot clock as Redhawks again causing havoc on the defensive end. Huskies get it into Doyle on the left side, right to the baseline. She goes, feeds to the right side. Coker 3, counting. Shelby Coker now with the 11 points in the game.
In the first 3 in a while for Northern. They were only 1 of 8 from 3 in that third quarter.
Back to single digits is the lead for Miami as Chandler steps back and now drives, pulls up, feeds to the right side to Singer. Singer with 12 to shoot, feeds back to Chandler. Chandler drives past McCray, and that'll be a foul on Sydney McCray with the hold, her team's first of the quarter.
Real patient offense by Miami, making Northern Illinois play a lot of defense until they finally break them down and just get sloppy and force a foul.
Singer will inbound it, a fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Redhawks. Right side of the basket, out top to Chandler. Chandler around the screen. Now to Richardson and to Singer with 15 to shoot. Redhawks will set up the offense. Singer working the right side, comes top of the key to Richardson. Down low to Treader. Back it goes to Richardson, and she is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Only 6 on the shot clock, and foul reach in by Shelby Coker is her second and the team's second of the quarter. Richardson back at the line, 2 of 2 this afternoon.
Good little post-to-post play going on there. 2 offensive players against 3 defenders, and good to get that pass wrapped around and off to Katie.
Richardson misses the front end of the 2 free throws. Corey Lard ready to check in for the Redhawks. Richardson's second free throw, up and good. 3 in the game for the senior out of Zionsville, Indiana. Lard is in, and Richardson goes out.
Coach Box has a variety of types of players, and you see him substituting there because set plays, get something specific, bring the next player back in for defense.
Coker around the screen to the left of the key, getting to the basket, feeding Stonebreaker, left-hand shot good, and she is fouled.
And Coker, like so many other offensive ball handlers, Tamar Singer is one of them, finding a way to just shuffle a pass between a couple defenders.
And that is the fourth foul on Tamar Singer and the team's first of the quarter. 8:25 still to play in this one. Long way to go with 4 fouls. Stonebreaker at the free throw line. Lefty puts it up and in. Stonebreaker in double digits. She has 11 points in the game now as Richardson comes back in for Miami and Singer goes out. 7-point ball game. Old-fashioned three-point play converted there by the Huskies. Gonzalez right of the key with the basketball. Goes it right side to Chandler. Treader sets the screen to the baseline. Chandler keeps the dribble, feeds back out to Gonzalez with 12 to shoot. Gonzalez into the paint to Treader. Double team comes, puts it up and in and gets fouled. McCray had fallen down. The basket is good.
Miami working that triangle on the right side there between Chandler, Gonzalez, and Treader getting position, getting the right angle for the pass into her.
Coker picks up her third foul and the team's third. Treader at the line for the first time today. Nobody else has shot free throws except for Richardson. Now Treader knocks it down for her seventh free throw, or for 7th point. Get it right, 17th point. And it's 71 to 61.
It's new math. You'll catch on sometime.
I'm telling you. And Coker left side just handles the ball so well, gets to the basket.
Let your seniors take over.
Yep. Corey Lard hands it off to Angelina Gonzalez. Curls around the screen to the elbow. Beats Treader. Now Lard in the corner around Stonebreaker. Tried to leave it for Horho. That ball was tipped by Redhawks are saying Northern Illinois. It stays with Miami.
You know, that's a play right there where Corey Lard should have just stopped, popped, take that shot. It would have been spectacular if the pass had gone and the
at the very least.
Yeah.
Horho will go out as Katie Richardson is back into the game for Miami. 7:31 to play. As Lard looking to get it in and does to Treader. Right back to Lard. She will dribble out top. Singer on the bench with 4 fouls. Gonzalez looking low. Tries to bounce it down to Treader. That'll stay. Actually, no, it should stay with Miami. And does with 6 seconds to shoot as Lisa Carlson protests that call. And you see there that McCray got around on it and got a fingertip on it. Looking to get it in, and they do to Gonzalez. Pulls up 17-footer, is good.
And finally for Miami, just take the shot.
Back to the 10-point advantage as Coker in a hurry. Right to the basket, feeding Stonebreaker. Out top McCray, fires the 3. It is good. She's been their biggest three-point threat today, has McCray. She now has 19 points for the Huskies.
Yeah, Miami's defense is coming out on her, but too late. After she gets the pass is not the time to defend her, but they really, if you want to stop her from scoring, don't let her have the ball.
Lard open for a 3 on the left side, throws up an air ball. Doyle lost the rebound, fumbled it out of bounds, and that'll be a foul on Coker as she trips up Angelina Gonzalez, and Coker picks up her 4th foul. And the team's 4th as well. The ball will belong to Miami.
Why does Gonzalez always seem to be in the right place at the right time? Most everybody's made transition back to the other end of the court, and Gonzalez hangs around the ball.
Nickel is back into the game for the Huskies as Coker will go out with those 4 fouls. Tamar Singer back into the game for Miami. Chandler with the inbound. Around the screen, double screen to the top of the key. Gets it down low to Richardson, working against Blumenfeld, and on the reverse side, puts it up and in for her 5th point. Big basket there, 75-64. Timeout taken here 6:28 to play time. Getting down to crunch time as you take a look at the Black Bridge, part of the Oxford area trail system. Black Bridge, very historic, just outside the city limits of Oxford. Again, great trail system around Oxford being developed. Several miles already done. This is Lexi Carlson with the basketball. Throws it to Laura Nickel on the left side. Nickel guarded by Horho. Out front gives it back to Carlson. Coker on the bench with 4 fouls as Carlson drives to the baseline. Feeds to Doyle, who walks with the basketball. Turnover number 20 for Northern Illinois as Katie Richardson checks in for Nuria Horho.
That defensive possession was a tough one. You saw Tamar Singer really have to adjust her defensive ball pressure because she's in there with 4 fouls.
Tamar Singer playing with 4 fouls has the ball out top for the Redhawks. 5:54 to play in the game. Singer to the baseline. Feeding underneath the treader, but Tamar Singer's fouled out. She continued to go through that, and right there to draw the foul was Sydney McCray. And Singer, the freshman out of Haifa, Israel, fouls out of this one, having scored 5.
Scored 5, but 5 assists, which is about her average for a game as well.
So Maya Chandler returns, or actually Corey Lard returns for the Miami Redhawks. They will play the final 5:44 without Tamar Singer. And Shelby Coker is back out there for the Huskies now with 4 fouls. She'll pull up 14-footer is good. 15 in the game for Coker, and it is a 7-point ball game. Lard working to the left side. Brings it back out, gives it to Gonzalez at the wing. Down low, it'll go to Richardson. Stonebreaker on her defensively. Going to work, feeding out top. Treader for 3. It is off the iron, off the glass, and no good. Coker quickly the other way for McCray. To the left corner, it goes. Doyle, that is short. May have been blocked. The ball is loose on the floor and rolls out of bounds. It'll go to Northern Illinois.
And you have a couple of Miami players going at the ball from opposite directions and nobody controlling it.
5:03 to go as Nuria Horho for Miami checking back in. You see that go off the foot of Corey Lard and put the extra momentum on it to go out of bounds. Richardson out, by the way, as Lard is in. Doyle will inbound it. Gets it into Nickel right side. She'll spin toward the baseline. Gets covered up, tries to go in the paint, and will have a foul as reaching in is Corey Lard. That'll be the 3rd team foul against Miami. And for Corey Lard, that is her 4th.
A defensive battle right now. I mean, this game has been so much offense, but defense is going to be the important thing here down the last 5 minutes.
Coker on the dribble, now spins away from the screen. Tries to lob it underneath. That ball deflected by Miami and into the hands of Angelina Gonzalez. Gonzalez crosses over into the paint, hangs, fires, scores, and gets fouled. Angelina Gonzalez, between 3 red jerseys, got it up and put it in and draws the foul. That'll go on Alicia Doyle.
And just watching her, she's got a couple of directional changes. Defense comes over to help. There's 3 of them on her, and so she decides to just be able to stop on a dime and be under control and make the 3-point play.
Right back to a 10-point advantage for Miami with 4:41 to go. Coker near the timeline. Screen set either side. She'll go to the right and then spin back to the middle. And the ball knocked loose and will have a jump ball. And the ball this time will belong to Miami.
Coker has got the ball in her hands so much, and she's capable of defending the ball from the defenders in terms of body positioning, but a little bit of frustration on her part being double teamed there.
Coker will go out as Carlson is in. Coker had the ball, and Corey Lard stepped in and took it away from her. The 2 of them kind of had words, but the officials were right there. Lard across the timeline for Miami, looking to extend upon a 10-point lead, but also looking to run a little bit of clock here with 4:19 to play. Lard hassled by Laura Nickel gets it to Jorho and now to Gonzalez. Gonzalez around a couple of screens at the right elbow, goes down low to Treader. Turning, firing, and scoring is Amber Treader. She has 19 in the game.
And in this last few possessions, you've seen Treader pop out for those little jumpers rather than forcing something to go inside. That's a little bit different game for her.
And losing the basketball there is Doyle to Lard. Lard will leave it for Jorho. Back to Lard, and Miami will run some clock. 3:40 to go in the ball game and a 12-point advantage.
And while there's still 3.5 minutes left, the game's not decided.
Oh, no.
When Miami has scored 80 points this season, they win.
Lard gives it to Gonzalez with 8 to shoot, and now to Chandler. Chandler will drive, step back three is off the iron, no good, and McCray the rebound for the Huskies, 3:15 to go.
Not many offensive rebounds for Miami, only 6 in the game.
Nickel to Stonebreaker, who misses the jumper. Gonzalez with the push and now brings it back out. 3 minutes to go in the basketball game and a 12-point Miami lead.
You know, they can use clock, but don't be nonchalant about it.
And it's becoming less and less of a friend to Northern Illinois, and here comes the trap. Lard dribbles out of it. Treader now back to Chandler. Chandler with 6 to shoot. Treader sets the screen. She dribbles, gets to the basket, throws it up, misses, and the rebound off to Northern Illinois with only 2:34 left. McCray feeding to the corner. Carlson lines up the triple. It doesn't go. And Lard with a nice box out on Nickel gets the rebound. Corey Lard across the timeline. Double team, but gets the ball to Treader. And now Jorho. Treader holding the ball out top. Tough to double team Treader that far away from the basket. Lard and a timeout taken by Miami here. 14 to shoot for Miami. Clock down to 2:10.
Well, Corey was stuck in the corner here. It wasn't going to be a great position.
Akron is losing at Central Michigan, 66-57, a minute to go there. And at halftime, Buffalo, the number 3 seed, is leading Western Michigan by 9. And Bowling Green on the road with 41 seconds to go in the second quarter, leading 44-30. Chandler out top, 8 to shoot, gives it to Gonzalez. It'll be under 2 minutes by the time the Huskies get it back. Gonzalez driving to the baseline, 3 seconds to shoot. And that'll be a 30-second shot clock violation. And Winbach says that's okay. We're under 2 minutes to go now with a minute 55 to go and a 12-point lead for the Redhawks.
Well, and with it being a turnover in that fashion, Miami has their defense set and they're not playing a live ball transition.
Coker to the left side, tries to bounce it down low, and a bad pass taken away by Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to the basket, and that is taken away. We'll have a jump ball, and the possession arrow will belong to Northern Illinois. And Glenn Box a little frustrated by that because they didn't bring the ball back out and try and run some clock.
Yeah, that only took 10 seconds when Coach Box could have used a whole 30.
Nickel on the right side. Keeps that dribble. In the paint, gives it to McCray, driving to the basket, and that should be a charge, but they're going to call a block. Daria Jorho picks up her third, and that is the 4th team foul against Miami.
Well, you make your own decision on what you saw.
McCray at the line, 2 for 2. She'll get 2 opportunities here. The lefty fires and bounces it up and in. That gives her 20 points on the day. That is well above her 6-point average. They get a 9-point ball game here. And does with 93 seconds to play. Katie Richardson back into the game as Jorho will go out. Timeout taken here, and 4 of 8 from 3-point range. Alicia Doyle into the game for the Huskies. 93 seconds remaining. Full court pressure by Northern Illinois. Redhawks looking to get it in, and they do to Treader. Right back to Lard. Gets it to Chandler. Ahead it'll go to Bratton. Bratton gets fouled by Lexi Carlson. That'll be her first. And in the bonus, it'll send Bratton to the free throw line for 2. The freshman is 6 of 8 from the line this season. As Brooke Stonebreaker comes back into the game, Carlson will go out.
You know, Coach Box has such confidence in all of his players, and you have a freshman step into the free throw line just straight off the bench.
Puts it up and in.
Hitting him. That's why she's in. That's why any one of the players from the bench could be in there right now, though.
Yep. Second win by Bratton on the way. Looks good and is good. As Jorge will return to the lineup, and the lead back to 12 for Miami. And here comes Lexi Carlson. And they're going to allow...
Wow.
They're going to allow her into the game to replace Laura Nickel.
After the ball was
After
already
the ball
in the hands.
was
Yep,
already inbounded.
Yep.
Questions? This is in the paint, put up and in by Shelby Coker. Give her 17. Timeout, Northern Illinois. 10-point ball game, a minute 16 to play. Still not a done decision here. It is a 4-position.